mess. Tidy up your mess. Everybody do your best to tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Everybody do your best to tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Tidy up that mess. Everybody tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Tidy up that mess. Everybody tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Everybody do your best to tidy up your mess.
And welcome to another fantastic episode of the Movie Dump Podcast,
where we ask questions that are bright and colorful, such as oranges are orange and are called oranges. Should that mean that lime should be called greens and lemons should be called yellows?
No,
that was stupid.
Stupid.
God,
that was
Scott.
Dumb, Scott.
Well,
Scott, you're dumb.
Yes.
Am I fired yet?
Dumb.
Can I go home?
Scott.
Well, we do have a replacement here for Scott.
Yes.
Yes. Can you come up with a better question for the podcast?
First, you have to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
I'm the guy off the street that they drugged me in here with free candy promises, and my question is, does 3 over 3 equal 0.999 repeating?
He's a smart one.
Ooh.
I feel the intellectual in me barfing.
So why do we have an expert today?
I don't know.
I know.
Then tell us.
We were going to watch a vampire movie, and I figured we needed a vampire expert, so we made the call out, and here we have Mr. Justin Goff. Should we call you something different today?
Steak driver.
All right, steak driver's here.
Steak driver.
Or Miracle is.
Or what? Miracle eggs?
Miracle
is.
Miracle was?
Whatever the Spanish word for Wednesday is.
Miraculous.
Yes, randomly throughout this movie. Well, actually, before we start talking about the movie, Scott.
Hold on, I have something else to say.
What?
Go for it.
I love you guys. No, that's not it. Well, it was kind of funny because you came in as a vampire expert.
This podcast is going downhill.
Yeah,
like,
we're not on our A game tonight.
No.
By any means.
It's all Scott's fault for that damn question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's half my goal when I make these things up, is to throw everybody off for the rest of the podcast. And
Should limes be green? Stupid Scott.
God damn it. Go sit in the corner.
What was funny is like we
and should bananas be yellow?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, mine aren't. They all get like brown and spotted and nasty. So.
Well, that's because your bananas are just awful and wrong. And
Hey guys, I'm at a point where I forgot. Did we watch a movie or not?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
We stared at a bowl of fruit for an hour.
Yeah. What was funny is like I figured we would need a vampire expert because we watched Bitten. So we brought in Justin, and we halfway through I kind of realized that you're really more of a Jason Mewes expert than you are a vampire expert.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for some reason, I've watched or listened, as it were, enough Smodcast network to know his whole life story. It's the Jay and Silent Bob podcast, and the first 9 episodes are basically a story of how not to do drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was ironic with this film, because this film was...
His character was very anti-drug.
Yeah. That was
use, which I don't know if this fell in between him being on sobriety or...
It was 2007, so I think it was close to his second relapse, second. It's like the most recent. Because you listen to the recent podcast, and he was like, "I've been sober for 340 days," but it's and then they tell a story when he went to Vegas and he was in the trunk of the car or something. And
it's like a 9 episode But
I think I could draw a lot of comparisons in this movie with like vampirism and heroin addicts.
I was actually noticing that too. Like towards the end, I was like, you know what, this movie is actually a lot more clever than I thought it was.
No, I don't think they intended that to be.
I think they might have.
No, they didn't. No way.
The underworld-esque-ness of it really turned me down. That it's like it felt like I'm watching an art project, and it's...
Yeah.
I kind of...
Yeah.
I was expecting more than what it was. Maybe I didn't see the drug aspect, to be honest. Like, I didn't make that whole grandiose overview.
Well, we'll get into that. But for Scott...
Blood addiction, that's what it sort of was.
Yeah.
Scott, give us the synopsis for this film.
Okay.
Wait. Los synopsis.
All right. Well, while working a routine night shift, a paramedic saves the life of a beautiful patient who resists being sent to the hospital so passionately that he agrees to let her heal at his place. But soon enough...
Like you do.
Yes. But soon enough, he suspects he's been treating a vampire. After all, how else can he explain the dead bodies that have been piling up around him? Now, he is faced with a grueling decision. Should he feed her addiction? Or cut her loose?
I should have read the synopsis. I would have been much more learned going in, apparently. I've seen this one before.
It's all called no research and no reading ahead. That's what makes these great.
Two big reasons why she didn't go to the hospital. Her cans. Can we all agree
Oh.
on the nipple effect?
God.
He was like,
I am going to go out and
That
say
truly was a thing of beauty
this
right there.
was the best rack out of all the films we watched.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes. It was very nice.
This chick was hot.
She
was
was.
really
Oh,
hot.
yeah, smoking.
Even though she had
Erica-
like blood all over her.
Erica
and I was like,
Cox was the actress's name.
I got a Cox for her.
Yeah, that was a good one, Nick.
She can suck on my blood.
well, if you look at her, Jason Mewes'
right.
real wife, I mean, looks really similar. And that's why
Yeah, kind
I
of.
thought it was
Yeah.
like one of those campy, let's get all the family involved. type
Didn't
of-
he marry like some chick that was in one of the other Kevin Smith's films?
No.
No?
No.
No, maybe that was
think
Scott
so.
Mosier. No, that was Randall that married somebody from Mallrats.
Okay.
All right.
I think.
Wow. This is more like. This is more about like
View
Smodcast
Askew
and-
universe.
yeah, View Askew universe. Thing.
This podcast brought to you by the Fleshlight.
Nick
Make
is using
sure.
it under the table right now.
Make sure to clean out your flashlight at every use, or else it turns weird colors. And
Hey.
I heard it about it. I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about this movie.
I want to talk about a rap some more.
Well, we'll get into that.
This chick was hot. I want to see her in more films.
Yes.
I want to see her naked in more films.
Yeah, I do too.
I guess I
Not
want
just
to see
in
her.
more films.
Yeah, I just want to see her naked.
Yeah.
More.
So Jason Mewes plays a paramedic who finds this chick.
Very not looking like a paramedic.
No,
for the most
no.
part.
No.
I would have to say that they're probably
He looked more
the
like a
worst-
heroin addict than a
They're probably
paramedic.
the worst paramedics because while they're sitting there trying to take care of patients,
I don't think they're wearing gloves at all.
They were.
They were.
No, they weren't.
But they're sitting there talking and just going as slow as possible while they're trying to save people's lives.
Yeah, they're not. There's very low urgency
Yeah.
in the medical
Yeah.
care.
It almost
of
seems
these
like they were
people.
the only paramedics in that town.
Yeah,
There wasn't a hospital because
I made a
never-
note like that. When I was watching this, I'm like, these are the only two paramedics in this entire fucking city, wherever
Yeah.
it is. Which, kind of ironically enough, I guess when they do transitions, they say what day it is, but they say it
In
in
Spanish.
Spanish?
I thought that was the city they were in. Actually,
No,
Like, they were in.
yeah,
they
they-
were in Domingo.
They say it in Spanish. It was shot in Canada,
Yeah,
and one of you pointed out when you saw a license plate on a car and it said New York.
that might have said New York.
It,
I was making that up.
Okay, all
I
right.
mean, it didn't look like a Canadian license plate because I'm pretty sure those have like neon lights on them. And there's like a funny decal or something. There's a
Okay.
Mountie on them. I'm pretty
They have like
sure.
a giant moose or something. And
It looked like a New Hampshire license plate. I don't
a
know.
little moose with a speech bubble with some numbers in it.
So
Yeah.
wherever this was taking place, it was kind of very just out there. You don't know exactly the location.
Yeah, you don't know where it's at. You know,
Yeah,
it's
very ambiguous.
You know, the city's pretty fucking dirty though.
Yeah,
Right out of town, like,
It was like every building was burned down halfway.
yeah.
through the scene.
It was very. They were going for the grunge look in this, and the color correcting and post production, and it just didn't come across very well. It's one of those things that, unless you really, really know how to do it and how to pull it off, and you lit it properly while you're filming it, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Actually, I did read some text notes on this movie, and they didn't actually do any color correction.
Really?
Yep, it was
that's
just,
just Ontario.
That's bullshit.
that was just Detroit.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, that's bullshit. You could tell that was
Walk outside Detroit any single day, just like, oh my god, I'm in a Saw movie.
Everything's great.
Everything's green and
Oh my god.
grainy,
Yeah.
and what's wrong with my glasses?
The first about 15, 20 minutes of the movie, it was very blue, cold, and moldy looking. After that, in Mewes' apartment, it's still blue, but kind of greenish now.
Mm-hmm.
Still moldy looking.
Yeah.
Then later on, when he goes outside during the day, it's CSI Miami.
Super
with mold.
CSI.
Yes.
Yeah. It was moldy.
CSI Miami. So pretty much the constant theme here with the color correction is mold,
Yeah.
which brings it back to it's a very dirty and grungy looking city,
Yeah.
Detroit.
I'm kind of going through my head. I'm trying to think of like some pun like David Caruso would do for this, but wait, hold on, I got one.
You got it.
Hold on.
Do it.
I guess this vampire movie sucked.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
good stuff.
Nice.
And
All right, can we
I was-
actually talk about this movie
I was
instead of
waiting.
everything else besides the movie?
Well, I don't know what to say about this
There was,
movie. Really, I mean, there's a lot of
Halfway through it, I mean,
It was kind of funny.
You pointed out that that it was the pacing was really good until like towards the end. I mean, there were
Yeah.
some parts at the beginning, but like the pacing was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Then you get towards the end, and it gets really long winded on some of these scenes.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it. What was your Facebook minute? And I hit it at probably around the 50-minute mark.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
hey,
I think
look,
probably
there's
about the
Google
same.
Chrome. I'm going to look to see what my...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the Facebook minute comes in at least an hour into it. I think probably 3/4 of the way through. Like it was kind of fun. I was watching it, and around 3/4, I just got really kind of bored with it. I'm like, man.
It was when they stopped doing the announcing what day of the week it was on a regular
It was,
basis.
yeah.
It really just sort of shot this
Yeah.
film down.
Yeah.
There was no endorphin rush from announcing we all had our hands in the
Yeah.
air. Like, hooray!
Yeah.
And that,
Yay.
like, when it happened again, it's like, great.
Yeah, it was a very good pace right there, telling you kind of passage of time. That was the only transition that they were using because randomly, like when he first meets what's the girl's name?
Donica.
Danica
Yeah.
or
Danica.
Danica. When he first finds her in the trash, he's like, "Oh, I need to bring you upstairs." Then, boom! Now they're upstairs.
Hold on, let's just take a second there. When
Trash
he
can
finds
chicks,
her
that's a
in
good-
the trash. Wow. That's where I pick up my women, in the trash.
He finds her all bloodied up and laying in trash.
Well, that was kind of funny. Like I don't think they explained like why she was even laying in the trash in the first place. They just,
She-
like,
no,
just
no.
randomly
And
found
she
her.
didn't
Later
remember,
on.
like her,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
any of her life though. Like she didn't like, oh, I have to call my parents. It's like, where did I just ended up in Underworld City. Like,
Yeah, it's like someone attacked me and now I'm here, and yeah.
Well, I could have swore that she was the person who was talking to the two drug dealers right before he.
No,
was that
no,
the person?
she was a
Okay,
blonde.
all
That
right.
was a blonde chick.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Scott,
know.
pay attention.
No.
Pay attention.
I was gonna say your level of awareness is beyond me because I didn't even know they were talking.
I win. I think.
Oh, but it
I'm
was,
not
like,
completely
Wow, this is
aware.
a great expert.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I didn't pay attention to the movie. I even watched it before, and I have no fucking clue what's going on.
One thing, I mean, I like that they didn't do the diamond sparkle like for the vampires. It's like
I was
they
half
should
expecting.
explode
Yeah.
always.
Well,
Yeah.
that was.
But she didn't.
No, she just got a very
she-
bad
she-
third degree burn.
burnt.
It was quick,
She broke
like it-
one time in the sun, and then later on in the movie, she's nonchalantly
She was okay.
walking through the sun, and she's fine.
Why didn't and when? Can we talk about the ending real quick, just because it ties in?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay,
ahead.
like if a vampire's chasing you, and it's
I already know where you're going with this.
Why not pull down all of the
Yeah.
veneer?
Well,
like,
outside. Just go to the park.
like run outside. Like that's their biggest.
Take her to the
weakness.
beach.
They had a thing that you stoke a fire with. As like trying to kill her
Yeah.
in between the breasts, of course, and it's
Those
like
perfect breasts.
yeah.
Those
so
perky,
sad.
fantastic.
I didn't think they had on switch. Did anyone else keep?
They were. They were
on
just.
all
They were
the time.
on.
It was a very cold set.
Yes.
I don't know. It must
Evidently.
It was. I mean, it was very blue and cold looking and moldy.
But
Yeah.
like, Mewes' character had like blankets on his windows, like I used to do. It's like
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah, when you work
Yeah.
that graveyard shift, your clock is all fucked up. So,
I guess
Yep,
to be
that's-
fair, I mean,
Scott.
he was.
Yeah, sorry.
do you have blankets over your windows?
Not blankets. I actually have an old shower curtain.
Okay,
I was
shut
gonna
up.
say, did you wear paint over?
No, I have rent, so I can't do that. They'd freaking charge me out the wazoo to scrape that off.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting parts in here that just kind of didn't make sense. Like he locks Mewes locks her in a room because she wants to go out and start getting more people, and he locks her in there, and she's trapped.
Yeah.
And then randomly, at the end, when she's, I need to feed, I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting weak. Bam! She knocks down the door.
Right after he unlocks it.
Yeah,
though.
right
there's
after
the magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, those deadbolts, man.
It's like, okay, I'm going to unlock the door, and then she, knocks it down. Why the fuck didn't she knock it down before and then go out and eat and feed while he was gone?
Because she's a vampire, but she really, really, really doesn't want to ruin his security deposit.
I'm pretty sure all the blood on them. And
The three dead people.
That was and she was really bitchy because she would make him go find people so she could feed, and then she would be like, "All right, you clean it up."
Well, we have a song about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we?
Yes. We played it at the beginning.
Yeah.
And this was actually in the movie.
Yeah, we didn't just randomly pick it.
I gotta play it
Actually
again.
in the
I have to
movie.
play it again.
Play it again.
With the Quicksilver soundboard you have, like, where's the
New one.
buttons?
Hold on, I just have to think like my.
If I can find the buttons, you can find the buttons. I mean, all the buttons I hit are wrong,
Well,
but they're there.
the new one goes telepathically, so you can just think about
the
it.
telepathic soundboard.
Ben, no one's gonna buy that, okay?
They don't see it. They could think that you're thinking it, but you're really pressing it.
All right, so Los Sambaditos.
Tidy up your mess. Tidy up your mess. Everybody do your best to tidy up your mess.
Okay, so we just played the song again.
It was a good. It was really a very.
We could have just.
I wasn't expecting that song.
Yeah, we could have just
all.
played it, behind us while we kept talking, but that was fine.
Yeah, whatever.
That
was a song that needed its own little area too.
Yeah, we could put a video up.
They put it in twice. In
Yeah,
the
they did. It
movie.
was
They
twice.
put it in twice.
Even
So-
though there's 3 bodies.
So even if you're listening to this, I mean, go to our YouTube or our Tumblr page to watch this clip. But if you're too lazy or you don't have internet, I don't know how you're listening to this.
It was ferried over on diskettes. And they were all sent by ostrich. Because in the future, that's how it's done.
Send us $5 and we'll slingshot these to your house.
Since
Using
the
our
EMPs
advanced
went
network.
off in the future.
Paid off by bottle caps.
So in the Fallout world, when you're actually trying to listen to this, what was I going to say? I was going to do something.
You're talking
oh yeah,
about
the
bodies.
go to our page and watch that video clip. But if you don't, I shall describe it to you as such. So it's basically Jason Mewes cleaning up a dead body and cleaning up blood while that song plays. And he also does a little disco move halfway through it, I think.
Yeah, well, and it's like a half-ass breakdancing and breaking the fourth wall.
We're missing the best detail, though, is how he wrapped them up.
Oh yeah.
Good point.
And it's bubble wrap.
Yes.
Bubble
yes.
wrap.
Just in case your bodies get damaged in transport.
I want to know
Where the fuck did he get that big piece
why
of
did
bubble wrap?
did he was he like packing shit on the side or did he
I
just
don't
move
know.
in?
I don't
knows?
know.
He had a
I feel
big
like that's
chest
a
and bubble
snooch
wrap.
to the nooch moment for some reason. Just, you gotta,
Nooch to the banditos.
if that's not a title, I don't know what is.
I don't know why they
There
had
you go.
like
Jay and
this.
Silent Bob go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Snooch to the
Well, they went to
Banditos.
Canada already, and that shit sucked.
Hey,
But anyway,
man.
it sucked. It was on Degrassi. Fuck you, Degrassi.
yeah.
I hate Degrassi.
Hey,
I don't give a
Degrassi's
shit.
all right.
Degrassi sucks.
It's okay.
I hate Degrassi.
Soundbite.
You want to get in my face? Bring it on, bitch!
Bring it on. We'll cut you a second pussy next time.
Yeah, we'll cut you. What the fuck is a second pussy?
What do we say about you trying to play sound bites to get out of arguments?
We have to do it.
It's
no,
no,
it's soundbite.
She's a knockout. I mean, even with all that shaking and quaking going on, I'd still like to give her a poke, you know?
Touche. You win.
All right, next
Okay.
up.
Man,
Next
that
topic.
strategy never fails. Never.
It's like the game of spades. It's like, oh, since king.
Shit.
Or spoons if you're over 50.
Ooh.
I would like to make an observation here.
All right.
Jason Mewes had a vibrator phone.
Yeah.
If you look at
Absolutely.
it looked
Yes.
like a big vibrator.
Yes.
I've never seen a shitload of vibrators.
Or-
around.
You actually wrote that down, which is, I don't know, creepy or...
Actually, you were the one that
scintillating.
pointed it out there.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
Well,
we
it looked
just,
like a
we
big
all looked at it
vibrator.
and said it's a phone, but you went a very much darker route.
Well, he wrote it twice. He wrote it down on the
vibrating
list.
phone. Well, let me look. at
No,
notes.
he wrote it
Don't
once.
look at my
No,
page.
wait. It says vibrating phone, musket, vibrating phone.
That was the shopping list, Ben.
This is where we need like one of
That's
those super sexy sponsors where it's like, and now get the daisy chain made of fruit roll-ups, or like.
I think if you're watching, like if you guys were in the film, like, or if anybody listening was watching, was sitting in the room, you would have found out a lot about Nick while watching this, because there's halfway through, there's a chick covered in blood. 2 chicks in bed, covered in blood, one's dead, and I'm just like, that's fucking hot.
I think
I kind of scared myself out.
It's like, whoa, hey.
Whatever.
Again, back to your
Get
relationship
some bubble wrap.
issues.
Let's wrap
We
her up.
probably all need counseling after that scene.
Yeah.
We're like, I'd still do her.
Yeah.
Just like that.
We're just
That's
looking- yeah.
great.
Oh, something else that was very strange about this, I guess, like sexual preference-wise, I suppose. Jason Mewes was totally okay with getting on with a vampire covered in blood. However, when she started to nibble on his neck, he's like, "Whoa, hey,
Deal breaker, shut it down.
You left out the big issue with this.
what's that?"
He was getting it on with a vampire chick covered in blood right next to the corpse of his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's a fuck you if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. And how did his ex-girlfriend become a lifeless corpse? The vampire that he's now fucking.
bitter.
And can we say like this vampire is the most hungriest vampire? Like she's like daily, I need blood, a new body.
And it's not.
Isn't that how
and
it
she's
usually
like,
works, though?
And
or-
she's very,
It's
very
like a
picky
snake where
too.
they eat once a year or something.
It was very
I don't know,
it was very zombie-esque almost how much he craved.
Yeah,
blood.
she's like, I need blood. No, I can't.
I
I
can't
can't eat
control
the
the
cat.
hunger.
She first they try a fucking cat.
That
They
didn't
feed
work.
her cat. Oh my god, that was my animal loving instincts came in.
Is it
could
on
not,
the board somewhere? I mean,
I didn't want to put it in there, but yeah, I put it in there.
want
just
to,
like
but
the
he didn't.
sound of the cat. is
Okay,
just-
all right. Disclaimer: if you have a cat, or you like cats, or you just like animals, or you're not a cold-hearted bastard,
I loved it.
don't listen to it.
Los gatos son banditos.
Vamonos.
I can't do this, Jack. There has to be another way.
Not that I know of. If you have a better idea, tell me what it is. Right now, that cat's the best idea I got.
This is disgusting.
It's just an alley cat. No one's gonna know it's missing. No one's gonna get hurt. Well, except for the cat. But I don't like cats. I don't like people who own them, so who gives a fuck? Want me to come in here and help you?
No. Stay out. I don't want you to watch me.
Here's the thing: that whole sequence though is crazy because he's like, "What are you doing there?" Like, what the hell is
You know what?
this?
It sounded like, when you're trying to sleep and there's like a cat fucking outside your window.
No, the worst part
Yeah.
is something we can't convey in audio is the aftermath of this ball of flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're sucking the blood out of a cat,
She went to town on that cat.
and then you twist it up in a giant bowl of mush in
It
the
did.
toilet.
It
I
looked
think we
like
might
meatloaf. It looked like a hairy meatloaf that was left in the
Yeah.
tub.
The fact
like
that
a
he got
sponge,
that image
sorta.
too, like the director was like, "Yeah, we're having leftover cat in this."
I think we might have to put that up on YouTube. I mean, I don't want to, but I think we might have to, because that's something that you have to see. Because it's
I don't know. It's
You already, we're gonna get like the super eco terrorists bombing this house.
fuck it, doing it.
Yeah, right.
So the cat didn't work, and then he tries to feed her, I guess, blood from the blood refrigerator, blood bank, or whatever that they have in this. Where the fuck? That looks like they were just like in some sort of garage.
For it being like a
paramedics.
where paramedics go to sleep, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a couch and a refrigerator that's next to the couch.
I don't know, like convert like in currencies, but it said IMDb was like 2.5 million in Canadian currency, which it may be monopoly money.
Well, I think it's more than
Theoretical
it would be
dollars.
more.
Like they rented a firehouse and was like, "This is this little mini fridge is where we keep the blood." It's like there's a lock on these things. It's gotta be here.
now this is my theory that since there was that ambulance service, but there really wasn't they never showed a hospital or anything like that. I don't think it was really an ambulance service. I think it was a kidnapping company. They just went to scenes where there was dead and dying people, fucked around a bit, pretended they were reviving them,
Check the
threw them
wallet.
in the back of the van, and sold all of their freaking organs on the Mexican black market.
No, that's a good
Which
theory.
is the Mexican theme.
Yeah, which is the only
Oh, it
reason the
could be.
Mexican theme's in there.
We figured it out.
Mid-podcast.
Yes.
See, the
yes.
conspiracy runs deep in these movies.
Yeah, so she couldn't drink that blood either. Which honestly, she didn't say that she couldn't.
She just didn't want it.
Yeah,
She's
she's
a
just like,
picky
oh,
bitch.
it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
She's like, I like
dead.
to dry hump my food while I'm digesting.
Nobody
Which-
likes a picky vampire.
The scene where she had the black bikini and she was like, time to get sexy eating. It's like, all right, I'm buying it. It's like, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because the Jason and whatever this chick's name is, I keep
Erica?
forgetting. Well,
Danica.
yeah, Danica, his character Erica is the actress. They're supposed to be in some sort of relationship after what, 2 days?
Yeah, like, it was like a 2 day
and it's a
span.
very awkward
He moves
wait.
fast.
Yeah.
He just broke up with him and his ex girlfriend just broke up.
That's what junkies do.
Yeah.
I think that's why like they had the day sequences because it's beat into you like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and it's like at 4th day they're already like having midlife crisis. Like
Yeah, but they're just like, ah, fuck it, we're not going to go past the 4th day. This 4th day is a very long day.
It was much like all my relationships.
they skipped Sunday because that's when the vampires rest.
Well, nothing exciting happens on Sunday.
Yeah.
But she's sitting there feeding and dry humping this guy that she's feeding on, and the reason why, here, soundbite.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like being starved for food and sex all at the same time.
All right, so she's pretty much getting off while she's eating. And
Like
poor,
you do.
yeah, and
Well,
poor
you guys
Jason,
don't do that?
yeah, and poor Jason Mewes is just sitting over there in the corner, like angrily masturbating, watching this.
Well, he does that with
Damn it, fuck, damn it, fuck, damn it.
And not to like nitpick continuity on a film that's really a comedy. It's like, can we agree it's just a comedy?
I guess.
There's
At
no
its
suspense.
moments.
I would say that it was like a dark comedy,
Yeah.
maybe.
It was a film with
It's on that line.
It sort of had an identity crisis.
It did, because it didn't know if it was Mexican or Canadian
Or New York.
New York or
Jersey.
Detroit. It didn't know if
Some
it was
films
vampire.
got to
I thought
go
it
and
was
find
Jersey
their
'cause-
adoption papers.
I would have gone for Jersey.
Because both the paramedics, Mewes obviously can't get rid of his accent, and
No.
the other
Yeah.
paramedic is like, "Yo, I'm Irish as all get out." Is
Yeah. And there was a lot of heroin in it.
oh,
Yeah, there was
man.
a ton of heroin.
Well, if he was Irish as all get out, that could be Boston.
That's true. He was in Boondock Saints too.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
And I remember little of that movie as well. So you should just have me guest review all of them because I'll remember.
I watched this movie before. What do you think about it? I don't remember it.
The whole point, though, is like at the end he gives Mewes the lap dish of blood. It's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
Yeah.
so Mewes doesn't care.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at this.
This is where
this
they-
guy.
yeah.
This guy Roger is supposed to be Jason or his character Jack's best friend, and,
Right.
and this guy had some really wicked lines.
I
He-
think
he
out of
was
all the
really
actors in
good.
this, my favorite actor was the chick's boobs. My second favorite one was the old guy.
There's a lot of his lines. Here. I'll just play a couple of his lines right now.
Okay.
Soundbite.
You got lucky last night. No. Hey, kid, it's written all over your face. What's your name? Give her the shocker. Right. Did you fuck her yet? No. I'll be happy for you when you fuck her. And I want details and photos if possible. Hmm? Hey, I bet she likes a finger up the ass.
I'm not on anything, seriously. I'm just tired.
I bet you are. Nice little ass like that. Hey, she do anal?
Why does everything with you have to be about ass?
Yeah. So there you go. That is a filthy old man.
Well, a lot of his lines, he was motivated by poop.
Did anyone have a crap counter? Because
There was a lot. I should have started one. I didn't.
Yeah.
I started.
I
with-
vaguely remember over 10.
He had
Remember that.
IBS.
Well, there was
Apparently,
one.
he had IBS.
I forgot who. Yeah, I forgot who it was that mentioned it, but there was one scene where like Jason Mewes was sitting on the back of the ambulance, and the old man walks in, and he mentions how he just took a big dump, but he's got coffee.
It was me, 'cause
Yeah,
he's,
it
like,
was just-
he's like, I took her crap. Coffee! It's like, dude,
I took a
put it
crap
in
and
the
what
cups.
what came
Yeah,
out?
he's got like coffee
I think it was
frappuccino,
the
and a bear
instant
claw.
editing, though, because like, it was cut, sound of flushing, coffee.
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
really disturbed
There were-
my core.
Yeah, this whole thing it ranged from really shitty editing to very interesting and artistic style of editing, which I really dug.
Epic use of sounds.
Yes,
Oh, yes,
yes.
yes.
They really used sounds in this to get their points across. There's one scene when she gets the blood in the bag, and he's trying to figure out which glass to use.
Yeah.
I think I'll throw that up there because that's more of a visual thing. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. Just the shots, the editing, and the sound editing.
Yeah, he like holds up a clown glass and it's like plays a little kind of pinky thing.
I gotta say, like, when Mewes was looking at the glass, he was like, clown, and put it down. I was like, they didn't need to do that, but it was like, it kept everything lighthearted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
I think there was
exception of
a
the
lot of
nipples,
stuff.
that was the only thing that kept me running into it. Like,
I think there was a lot of stuff in this that they didn't necessarily need to do, but they were like, "Fuck it, just do it. I don't care. We'll just piece it all together. It'll be funny. It'll be cutesy." Why not? Like Jason Mewes, like looking at the camera halfway through this thing.
Yeah,
like, okay, break the fourth wall. Good one. Yeah. One thing that I thought was really kind of fucked up, also as far as a story structure goes, not story structure, but just like from a script writing standpoint. There's a part where I forget who it was, but they look at. Did they look at Danica's neck? Maybe. Yeah, I think it was. They looked at
Danica's neck. It was Roger looks at Danica's neck. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, he's a fucking junkie."
Yeah, and they've got little puncture wounds on there. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, well, look at her. She's a junkie." And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what fucking town are they in where people are shooting up straight in the fucking neck?
Hardcore.
That's hardcore heroin junkies,
Detroit.
Man. 10 minutes into this movie, there was an 80s montage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They went straight for the montage right at the beginning.
Kind of unusual. That's usually supposed to be reserved for 3/4 of the way through.
Like, is that fair? Because they could have just said, like, paramedic.
Yeah.
And then
they didn't even drive down home the fact that he was a paramedic.
If
anything, also like that montage, it didn't show that he was a paramedic. It showed how incredibly poorly they are paramedics.
Well,
that's like pulling a blanket out of a fucking like backpack and just like
yeah, he's trying to cover up.
Yeah. She's sitting up there. She's like, "No, I don't want no blanket."
I just want the blanket.
Then chasing an old guy around the tarp. No blanket. Then back to the other person. No, I don't want the blanket.
It's those bags you have in your car, like the just in case that size, where it just has rope and like
the first aid kit.
Here's a queen size mattress blanket. Like, what in the heck?
Why would you pack this? This was fucking.
Don't you have like gauze or?
That goes back to my theory that they weren't actual ambulance workers. They were just kidnapping people and selling their organs on the Mexican black market.
I mean, that does make a good point because he does just randomly take her back to his apartment.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's stupid.
And they didn't want the blanket because the blanket was like that thing they did with the Native Americans and all that sort of stuff.
It was wrapped in the vampire illness.
Yes.
Yes.
I have an email.
You do?
I do. I have an email.
Okay.
Can you play my my mail music, please?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I should read the email, right?
Yeah, probably, maybe.
So anyway, this email was from a Lundy Bowron. Very original name, sir or ma'am, whoever you are. I guess.
Sir or madam.
Which this one took me for a loop because the subject of the email was Skyline. So I thought he was going to talk about the movie Skyline, but he didn't at all. Which I don't know. From what I hear, that was a pretty shitty movie as well too. So. It's kind of long, but here we go. He or she says, "First off, I love your podcast. You are all like a radio version of Mystery Science Theater 3000, if you cut out the science part. Thank you, sir. I would just like to say thank you for that."
Yes.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Scott, say thank you.
Thank you.
I have no contribution, but I say thank you as well.
That's good. Danke schön.
No, it's in Spanish.
Gracias.
Gracias.
We're getting bombed right now.
A helicopter flying over.
Duck and cover.
No, continue with the with the thing.
Second off, I think you should review Monster from a Prehistoric Planet. It's an antique Godzilla ripoff imported right from Japan during the 50s. It is about a publishing executive who owns the popular Playmate magazine, who sends a team to capture strange creatures for his amusement park. They come to an island where the locals live in fear of the Gappa,
Vamonos?
A giant bird man sort of reptilian monster. After wandering on the island for a bit, they find a giant egg which hatches into a baby Gappa.
Vamonos?
Thrilled, the team takes the cute tyke back to the mainland. Unfortunately, they don't realize that the parents of the Gappa are still alive and ready to fight for their child. No matter how scaled down buildings they'll have to stomp on, or how many lightning bolts they have to shoot out of their mouth.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
It's the kind of crap you can only be found in the golden age of the B movie, and would be a nice time trip for your show. Please consider.
That sounds
Okay,
interesting.
I can...
Well, in consideration that we have the soundbite from the future, or the sound machine from the future now, I think maybe we should go back in time and maybe review that movie. What do you guys think? Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
That's a very good possibility. We got some other ones. We had one on
Maybe.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Someone suggested that we
Wanna
go
watch
back.
Commando? Or
Yeah, I
whatever?
wanted to watch Commando.
Well, anyway, Lundy Bowron, I don't think you really asked us any question there, but we appreciate your email.
Yeah. Well, it kind of was a question.
No, there was a statement. There's no question marks in this email. He's telling us to watch
Yeah,
this.
he's telling. Okay, so it's more of an order.
We'll look into it, sir. We'll look into it. Maybe we'll watch it. I don't know.
Sir
That might be
or
too
good
bad.
madam.
I don't think we've done like an old-timey movie.
No, it's foreign, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. So hopefully that means it's got some awesome ADR in it.
Yeah, or the sound bites are going to be very awkward when we're like, oh, listen to this line.
That was very good.
That was,
That was scary.
Do we have any other mail? Or should we go back to just the last little bit of this movie that we have?
No, more mail. That's it.
All right.
That's all I want to read.
Okay.
I have a gripe, and it's something we've been hitting on the entire time, whether we've known it or not.
Yeah.
Really, where does the Spanish theme fit in this thing, other than the fact that you just throw it in there? They weren't in...
It doesn't.
Well,
Yeah.
duh. Vampires are from Mexico.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Well,
No.
Pretty sure they are.
No.
only Mexican
This-
vampires.
Transfo Mexico.
The themes in this movie really didn't add up. They just kind of came and went. It was very spastic. It almost seemed like you had an editor think it was one style, sound engineer think it was another style, and the catering company thought it was another style.
That's why they kept delivering blood.
Yeah.
One of the only other notes I think I have on here was the blood splatter in here. I thought it was very unrealistic.
Very
Blood
watery.
splatter?
Yeah, but maybe that's because I've been watching Dexter a whole lot, and
Yeah.
and they get their blood splatter right.
You become a blood
This
splatter
one,
analyst?
Yeah, this
Okay.
the equivalency of the blood splatter in this was some chick dipping a paintbrush in some red blood and just kind of flicking it on the scene. And it was just
Well,
kinda
it also
splattered
could have
everywhere.
been the color correction. Could have really fucked up with the color.
Well, I think they did fuck up the color on the color
Yeah.
correction.
It
as well,
was
too.
green.
Yeah.
Like the color correction is so bad on that like where I work, there's a TV downstairs, and it's broken. Like it's broken. The like one of the tubes is just not working.
It's broken.
It's broken.
It's broken.
And
Okay.
it shows up exactly the same way as this movie does,
Yeah.
or at least the night part of the movie.
So if you watch this movie on that television, that
You'll
means you'll
think-
fix the TV.
it would be invisible.
Maybe.
Only shown in infrared.
There was only one line that I think I want to use in my daily vernacular now. And it was
What?
something that the old man said. Here, I've got a soundbite. So,
All right.
Los soundbititos of Nicolas's favorite soundbites questionable thingy here.
Vámonos!
Roger, what type of girls am I gonna meet working the graveyard shift? You know any nice girls that are out past 4 a.m. that don't want $100 to spend the night?
Hey, $100 is a good deal. Hey, unless you're talking about those tweakers that are working, down in your neighborhood. Jesus, I wouldn't pay 50 cents a day-old sandwich for one of those.
Yes.
I thought I like that soundbite. I want to use that at some point in my life.
Yes.
It's like your wrestler come-in music. It's like
Yeah.
on the podcast. That's not worth 50 cents in a day old.
Day old sandwich.
Yeah.
Can we talk about one thing that kind of bugged me
No.
right at the end?
No.
Yes, we're going to.
No.
Yes, we are.
No.
Soundbite.
When people are fucking starving, they go to the fucking fridge and get chips and fucking apples and shit. They don't eat the fucking person laying next to them.
We're talking about it.
Okay.
All right. So Roger Jack's best friend.
I'm thinking like Roger from American Dad.
That's really funny. I was thinking the same thing too, actually.
At the end, he helps him kill Danica, or is it Danica?
Yeah.
Danica, the vampire chick.
Donica.
Donica, yeah. He helps her kill her, but after she's bitten Jack or Jason, whichever one you want to look at it that way. And he's saying, as it goes to Fades to Black, he doesn't want to be a vampire. He doesn't want to turn into that. He doesn't want to be like that. Make sure that he doesn't turn into that. He's like, okay, I won't. I'll make sure. I'll make sure. You know, something that a good friend will say. Then right after the credits, what do we see? Jason fucking chained up in the guy's basement, and the guy is feeding him blood out of a saucer.
What a dick.
Dick!
Yeah, maybe he's using him as like a sex slave or something like that. You ever think
Even
of that? Maybe
that
that's
would
why
be
the
a-
old
Even
man was single.
shittier. Come on.
That's why he didn't have a family.
It wasn't like
Seriously?
It's like in True Blood where you get the vampire's blood, you feel like super erect all the time or something.
I don't
That's
know.
Viagra.
Maybe he's discovered that, vampire blood is, some sort of cure for overactive bowel syndrome. Crap that is.
No, because he went upstairs and goes, I gotta take a crap.
Maybe it was his first crap in days. They don't specify.
So
Or no,
apparently,
imagine, like-
apparently, if you have IBS and then you take some V, you become constipated. And then once it runs off, then
You
have
got
to
shit really bad at that point.
You go, oh crap!
I think we should do final reviews.
Yeah, let's do final reviews. Scott, since you, go ahead.
This movie, it was all right. It wasn't awful. What really, really killed this was just a couple of scenes. The fact that the color correction looked straight out of a Saw movie and was just awful and horrible. And, some inconsistencies with the vampire thing. That's basically what I thought about the movie. It was pretty all right. It was all right, I suppose.
Scott, no one's listening to you right now.
Yeah,
I zoned out.
I did
You
too.
went down to 0 subscribers.
Yes.
Wow, you're like a Microsoft stock.
Oh,
They're just glad they don't have to rewind this podcast.
so Scott, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, or 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. What would
I
you-
don't know. The color correction really killed it for me. I'd say it's about a 6.
6?
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.
Justin Goff.
I'm not technical at all. I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride, except for the color did get to me. It was more subconscious. Like in the end, I was like, "Damn it! I just watched Underworld." And
Yeah, this is actually kind of good because you're not a film
I'm
major.
film stupid.
Yeah, you don't look at it as a filmmaker standpoint like we do. So we notice like
Like
little
we're
things.
filmmakers too.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm
made
feeling
a
intimidated
film.
when I hear cart. Oh, cart. Like, so I think that's what the camera goes on. I guess for like if 1 is I would watch it over and over again like the first Matrix, and 10 being Soul Plane, I would rate it like a 5.5 only because I got bored during it. When I first watched it, I stopped it halfway and picked it up the next day because I just wasn't in the mood. I think part of it was the acting. I mean, I love Mewes, but it's like it was a little dry at times. The chemistry wasn't perfect with the female lead, but it's from not being like I wouldn't have like it was this kind of idea about it. It was just kind of like it was a great movie dump podcast movie to bring in. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why did you bring this anyway?
Because it sucked.
Okay, there we go.
Ah.
There we go. All right.
So you said you give it a 6?
A 5.5.
5.5.
Because
5.5.
it wasn't. I didn't feel that soul sucking, but it was just kind of like I'm not
Sucking?
I'm
Soul
not.
sucking?
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm not buying this. No.
All right. So you said 6.
6.
5.5. All right, Nick. Go.
All right.
Like you're gonna do math and average this up afterwards.
Hey.
It's on the wiki site, all right?
We have a wiki?
Someone else on the interwebs go.
I agree with all that. The color correction sucked. The set design sucked. I thought the costuming sucked, except for the chick because she was
her
rocking
costumes were
everything.
awesome.
If you're a fan of Mewes, I guess you might enjoy this film before he goes off on his heroin bender.
He's been clean for a whole year. Give him some credit.
Yeah, he has his shit.
Yeah. maybe the first 45 minutes of the film is bearable and kind of enjoyable, dare I say. And then the last 45 minutes is just like, come on, hurry up and kill her so we can just end this movie. Her boobs though, oh man, they're awesome.
They get a 1.
They get a 1. Her boobs definitely get a 1, or maybe a
right between them
2. I can't. Oh man, she was hot, dude.
They really did have more power when they collide.
This chick was hot. This chick was really freaking hot.
Oh, we didn't talk about the 3-way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we totally forgot. There's a 3-way in there.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, go ahead.
It's hot.
And the 3-way brought it up a few points as well too.
Yes, because the other chick was hot.
This chick was hot, man. It was really hot.
A lot of nipple close-ups.
The movie, I want somebody to go out there and just completely cut together all the parts of just this chick and put it on YouTube, or one of those other sites.
The
other with things.
But, the more adult version of YouTube.
Oh man, she was smoking. Anyway, I'll give it really, really hot. She was really.
No god.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start. That. I'll give it. I'll give it a 6.5 also.
6. Okay, so 6, 5.5.
I'll give it 6.5.
6.5. All right, so we're up to 32. All right.
I don't know how this works.
I don't know. I studied film.
Carry the 2.
My review. Everyone's already said the color correction thing, so I'm not even going to touch base on that. Everyone's talked about the sets and the Spanish stuff and all that. I'm not going to talk about that. I am a fan of Mewes. This was kind of it was all right. It was interesting. The chemistry between him and the main chick was very unbelievable, except for a couple parts where I could kind of get into it. But I did see the kind of the parallels with this being, this was her addiction. She was a junkie. The friend was saying, oh, well, she's a junkie,
It's almost
her
like
addiction is bringing you down and harming you.
It's almost like you could find some sort of parallel in there, and that it could be a very poignant thing.
It was in some fact, because she was a junkie. She needed her fix, and her fix was blood. And he was trying to find a way to do it without having to go the extreme.
Who better to deal with addictions than Jason Mewes?
Jason Mewes, yeah.
Or Charlie Sheen.
Too. But he's the fun type of heroin
Bitten 2. Electric Boogaloo. So I can see the parallels there, and that was the whole thing, because his character was Mr. Anti-drugs and just really didn't like junkies and was wanting to clean everyone up. And when he first met her, that's what he thought she was, and then later on you see, well, she is, but it's more of a supernatural junkie. She's needs blood. She's a vampire, or else she's gonna start going into withdrawals and shaking and everything.
Yeah, which she did.
Yeah, which she did. And then it just ended up where it's either he has to get rid of her, or get sucked into this life with her.
A vampire love story comedy.
Yeah. Which I think that was a very interesting way of showing it, as not giving it the romantic look at it or aspect, or the horror aspect of it, or the action aspect. It gave it the darker. You're confined by this addiction.
I was gonna say the scariest thing it's seen wasn't even the supernatural; it was the getting sucked into it. Like all of a sudden you're with this burden of the junkie, and I think that's like when he had to choose. Okay, I have to kill someone. Was when you really feel for Mewes. It's like, oh, crap. Okay, he's screwed. There's no other.
Yeah, and he's trying to look at it, going, okay, well, who could I kill? And I think him going after the drug dealer the first time was probably his way of saying, well, if I get rid of him, that's helping her out and saving all the people that are around here that he's selling drugs to. And then it starts getting more and more and more.
Vigilante.
And then once he...
Pretty sure that's what the Punisher was.
Yeah. And
once the landlady goes, it's like, oh. Okay.
Well, I think it was more of once he brought home, like, the strange girl, the random girl, someone that had nothing to do with this, just someone that was looking to have a good time. And then she got,
Hey, you got a three-way out of it.
Yeah, you got a three-way out of it. But that's where you started noticing, okay, there's something fucked up with this. Because first it was the girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend, who was a bitch. Then it was the drug dealer. Then it was the druggie, which was the friends with the drug dealer. And then it was the random girl. Then the landlady. And all of them kind of had like an issue where he was like, okay, well, it's not right, but I'll let it go. Until the girl almost attacked his best friend. That's when he's like, no, I have to stop this, because then it's getting a little bit more close to home.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the parallels with the whole drug deals. So with that, I'm kind of going to go on the other side and give it a 4. Ooh. I'm giving it a 4 because
it's a deeper movie than it.
It's a deeper movie.
It can be viewed as a deeper.
It can be viewed as a deeper movie. And for that, I tip my hat at the screenwriter. But the color correction sucked. Color correction sucked. The set could have been a little bit better. There's some things that could have been executed a lot better. The sound editing was really good.
That was the one thing I was going to say. Like at first, I thought the sound editing sucked, but then as I'm watching, I'm like,
you're getting a lot of your cues from that. You're the way that you should be feeling. Just a little bit of how the cartoony sound started coming in. You're like, okay, this is more lighthearted scene, and then they started to die down when it starts to get serious.
It's a good study for how sound cues can be used in a film to kind of change the mood.
Because it really, the sound really did, like you were saying, it really did sort of drive the movie forward a lot of the time.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure if you take the scene where he's wrapping up the first body, and you take out the Barney music and put something in there, something more like suspenseful or something that's kind of darker and gloomy, it would totally change that whole entire scene.
Yeah.
It would no longer be that kind of, oh shit, what am I doing? Fumbling idiot. It would be more of the, what the fuck just happened? Kind of, I'm going into a darker spot.
Yeah. Reminds me of that remake or a cut of someone did on YouTube of Mary Poppins, where it's like Scary Mary.
Yeah.
You'll pee your pants scared of that film. Like, they took something that's like Boxcars and Happiness, and all of a sudden kids.
Well, now we got to put that on the Tumblr now too.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, jerk.
I will. Oh, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Giving us more work.
Sound examples.
But yes, I think this is a very good research or an example of how sound can move the scene and which way you want it to go. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And some of the editing was really good. Like, I think the best editing sequence was at the end when
there was one part. There was some editing that was really shitty, and then there was some like one part where that was kind of
and it almost seemed like it was a totally different person, or that guy was like on something and just kind of clicked. Because there's a very artsy style where
what happened is they just forgot the lens cap was on the camera.
Yeah. After the girl dies, they kind of I don't know if it's supposed to be a POV of her, for her or what, but it's the screen's completely dark. You hear Mewes and his friend talking, saying, is she dead? Is she dead? No, you have hit her again, and then boom, it cuts to him standing over the camera, just stabbing away at her. Then boom, back to black. And no, hit her one more time. Then cuts back to him, and then boom. Just the way that they did that, and again with the audio and the sound and everything, I thought that was really, really powerful. I liked that scene.
Yeah. Well, what I think was that I think there was the reason there was such a drastic variation in the quality of editing was I think the editor might have actually gotten bored. And no, I'm being completely serious. He might have actually gotten bored during some parts, because you could tell the parts he put the effort into and the parts he didn't.
Yeah.
So that's.
Or he just gave the long-winded scenes to the assistant editor. It's like, you fucking do it.
Yeah, because he wanted to edit the parts with the tits.
Yeah. All right. So 6, 5.5, 6.5, 4.
Yeah.
Comes out to 137.5. I think.
Pie.
It's in the middle. So it's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's something that you might enjoy. There's something in there for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, you'll get something out of it. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Yeah, if anything, you got a killer fucking rack in this.
Yeah. If anything, just look at that.
And also, like, if you watch through the credits and see the crazy sex scene poses for the camera,
yes,
that was
very cool. The way that they had to shoot the sex scene to get all those close-ups and everything in there is just them the three of them standing in these
Spelling
awkward
out YMCA or something.
these awkward positions while the cameraman's doing these shots.
So what's next week anyway? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a movie.
Maybe we'll do that GAPA thing or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could. There was a movie that I found that
We'll go through our checks and balances procedures and see exactly what we'll be watching.
There was a movie that I
maybe
found
we'll
that I wanted to throw
viewer
that
request. I don't know.
I'm trying to find this DVD for a movie that I found that I would really like to
Follow
review.
That Bird.
Huh?
Follow That Bird.
I actually have that.
That's kind of weird. But
that is weird. Hey,
it was a good film.
It was a good film.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Well, I guess if you're 4, it was a good film.
Yes.
Or Ben.
I have a niece. No.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
No, but the movie that I might bring in, is something that I found called Pocket Ninjas.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never heard of that movie.
Yes, I have to see if I can find it.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I just got to see if I can find it.
Yep.
I think it might be on Netflix. I don't know, but I'll put a request in if it is and see if I could get it. But yeah. So hopefully, because I haven't been able to find it in stores anywhere or on
Probably
Amazon.
a reason for that,
Yeah.
It's,
Embargo.
yeah.
Yes, it's a very interesting looking film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if we want to find out more about the movie dump and contact you guys, how would I do that?
You tell us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How did you hear about it?
Contact
Craigslist, duh.
under adult service. Oh, wait,
Would
no.
you like to watch a movie with three strangers?
Well, that's a very good question, good sir. And just check out our website, www.themoviedump.com. Or follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to give all that stuff out because it's all on themoviedump.com.
Just
Just
go
go there and click on buttons.
Yes, we made it
You can figure that
very...
shit out.
Yeah, we made it very easy. Everything's just right there. Just go to www.themoviedump.com and you can get to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Tumblr, and you can email us. And
What's that
listen
email
to
address again? That's so freaking awesome.
what, you mean you threw poo at me.com?
I didn't throw poo at you. Oh, that's the email address. Oh, I get it now, yes.
God, that was so dumb.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All right, so that's it for this week's episode of the Movie Dump Podcast. I'm Ben.
I am Scott Burrito Los Muertes.
Houston, Goff.
Vámonos.
What?
Houston.
You know, the H is silent. Houston. In
Oh.
Spanish, I mean, it's not just a city in Houston.
What is the Justin Spanish for Houston or English for Spanish?
It's Roman
Houston?
for martyr.
Denial's not a
Martyr.
Martyr Goff.
Uh,
There you go. There's your
Okay,
rating.
all right,
Martyr
okay.
Goff.
That's
martyred off. All right.
Martyr
Or
Goff.
Jack.
Goff. Jack Goff.
This is the longest send-off.
And I'm Nick Brown.
Yes. Enjoy your week.
Sabado!